So just when you think you come in to understand the weirdness of Americans, an American throws a curveball at you and comes out of the woodwork with another outrageous thing. This week an American has claimed that he is actually the rightful King of England. He is the rightful heir to the throne of the UK. His name is Alan and he's from Colorado, and he honestly thinks he's the descendant of a royal bloodline that dates him back so far that he is actually the true King of England. So Alan, he must be, tall, strong, charming. If he wants to be king, he must be a king-like figure. Well, this is Alan, and Alan wants to be King of England. He honestly looks more like the Burger King, and that's a really cheap joke, and I'm very sorry just in case he does become King of England. I take that back. Well, I'm going to sneeze. I'm allergic to bullshit, and I think this whole story is just giving me a reaction. So I don't know if he honestly believes he is the rightful King of England, or whether just because he's from Colorado he's basically just off his nut most of the time, because obviously weed is legal, so I imagine he just sits there smoking all day and he just got high and was just like, that's how I imagine how he played out. He just got high one day and was just like, fuck it, you know what, I am the King of England, and I'm going to put an ad in the newspaper to tell everyone that I'm the King of England. And the ad is quite long, so he's obviously serious about it, because it would have cost a good amount of money to put an ad in the paper. Now can you imagine Alan being king? Imagine this guy being the King of England, being at all the royal ceremonies, all the special occasions. It's going to be Alan. I don't want to think about it actually, because it kind of makes me feel a little bit sick. But just imagine Alan in the royal carriage driving through London, people waving flags, and he's just there, slouched, legs open, NFL top on, backwards cap on, knocking back a few cans of Budweiser, chanting USA as he drives through the streets, and just cheerleaders everywhere, just cheerleaders lining the route. And that'd be another thing, he'll change all the guards, all the Queen's guards. They stand outside Buckingham Palace with their big bear hats and stuff. It'll be just cheerleaders in little skimpy outfits. Changing the guards will just be them doing a dance routine in their skimpy outfits. Do you know what? I'm starting to quite like this idea actually of Alan being King of England. It will make the garden parties a lot more interesting, instead of just having lots of royal people in the back garden eating cucumber sandwiches and drinking Pimm's. It would just be Alan at a grill, drunk, grilling some steaks, in his little sun hat, throwing abuse at the swans as they try and steal his food. The garden parties would just be steak, tater tots and Twinkies. Again, actually, another reason why Alan should become king. So you're probably thinking, when will Alan become the King of England? When is this going to happen? Well, he's given a 30-day notice period. He sent the advert and he said, basically, from this day, you've got 30 days until I claim the throne back. Okay, pause a moment. I forgot to mention that although he has given a 30-day notice period before he takes the throne, he's not going to actually take the throne until the Queen dies. So he's actually going to wait until she dies before he starts moving in. Which I think shows that Alan is going to be a nice, gracious king. Instead of kicking an old lady off her throne, he's going to wait until an old lady dies, which I think is the better option. And then he's going to steal all her stuff. It's almost like waiting for your next door neighbour to die, and then as she dies you go in and steal everything. I'm going to pretend that it was yours in the first place. Oh, that was mine, yeah. She borrowed that. That gold necklace, that's actually mine. Now she's dead though, I'm going to take it back because it is mine. Obviously she's dead, but you can't find it out, but that is, everything in here is mine. This is why I think he got high and just binge watched all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because he ends the letter by saying, Lady Britannia, who has contributed so much to the culture and history of the world, shall be renewed and made great once again. For the legend was not a myth, but was indeed true, and more than a mere Tolkien story, that the men of the West are now returning, and now is the time of the return of the king. He honestly thinks he's the return of the king, it's going to be some massive ceremony. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. I've been Ash, and if you think you are the descendant of a royal bloodline and a king of a country, then you're probably not, and you probably should go and talk to someone about something. Bye.